Hey everyone, I know I look super sweaty right now and really gross, but I really wanted to sit down and do a video to talk about fragrances that I don't plan on buying. So this is an anti-haul video. I believe this topic was started by Kimberly Clark in the makeup world, and then some people kind of carried that idea over to the fragrance community. I believe Joss Jane did an anti-haul video. So I want to kind of do the same thing. I could start off saying that you shouldn't feel offended or upset by anything that I'm about to say, but I'm not gonna say that, because if you feel a certain way, that is probably a valid feeling and you can feel upset. I'm not gonna tell you how to feel. All I'm gonna say is that what seems like trash to me or that didn't work well for me could be someone else's treasure and vice versa. And as Dan would say, it's just scented water. The first fragrance that I don't plan on purchasing is quite a popular one in the fragrance community, and it is Portrait of a Lady from Frédéric Malle. And I know that a lot of people love the deep roses in that and the incense and the spiciness of it. But unfortunately for me, it just did not work well on my skin. It smells a lot better on other people. I've smelled it on my husband, it smells amazing on him. But on me, it really just smelled like rotten fruits. And I just can't justify buying a fragrance that expensive, especially when it smells so terrible on me. So Portrait of a Lady is definitely on my do not buy list. I honestly don't think I'll be purchasing anything that Dior has been releasing lately, even from the past few years. So Joy I thought was super lackluster. I don't like the original Joy or the flankers. I just felt like it was so mediocre and generic. The scent really fell flat when I tried it out, both on paper and on skin. And even from their private collection or their Maison Margiela Dior line, I have not been impressed with those releases either. So I think Rouge Trafalgar was one that came out. I felt like it was a more simple version of L'Encre dans l'eau from Diptyque. And some of their lighter scents too just smell so similar to each other. And when you compare what they've been releasing now to the original Collection Privée line, you could tell that there's a huge difference with the uniqueness and even the performance on some of them. So I don't think I'll be purchasing any of the newer releases from Dior. A house that just has not worked well for me yet was Le Labo. I've tried lots of fragrances from that house, and unfortunately, I don't know what it is, it just didn't work out for me. I always felt like when I tried out the fragrances, I wanted the scent to kind of take a step further, and it just doesn't quite get there. I felt that way about Jasmine 17 or Jasmine 17. It was mostly like a neroli scent, which is fine, but I was expecting a jasmine scent. And there was something in it that smelled almost antiseptic that I didn't really like. I felt the same way about Bay and Santal 33. I know that's a super popular one. They weren't bad. They're not bad fragrances, and I'm sure they're, you know, made really well. I know that they're made with really high quality ingredients, but I think the way that they smell was just not something I was looking for, and I always wanted them to kind of take it further. But there are some from that line that I have not tried yet. I haven't tried their vanilla scent, or I think Another. I forget the number that comes after Another. I'd be interested in trying those, but so far, out of all the ones that I've tried, I just don't like them. Another fragrance that I don't plan on buying is Santal from Guerlain. And it might be more because of how that fragrance kind of intermingled with my skin, and it just didn't work out. I know people love that fragrance. Some people even blind bought it. I don't think that is a safe blind buy in my opinion. But part of it was I expected one thing and got something completely different. I didn't really get much sandalwood from it at all. I mostly got this oud note, which is fine, but there was also something in that fragrance that smelled like goat cheese on my skin. So I was not expecting that. I don't think it was repulsive, but it just didn't meet my expectations. A popular fragrance that I will not be purchasing is Back to Black by Kilian. And I know a lot of people love that fragrance. And the way people were describing it made me think it was gonna be something super dark and complex. And even the name itself made me believe that it was gonna be like a great night out fragrance. And I tried it out, and unfortunately it literally smelled like baby powder. That was all I got, maybe with a little bit of sweetness from honey, but I didn't get like the tobacco. I think there's supposed to be tobacco in that. I could be wrong, but it just did not meet my expectations, and I thought it was going to be a really deep and dark scent. So I will not be purchasing Back to Black. Another one from that house that I really did not like was Dark Lord. I know it's supposed to be a challenging scent. It just smelled like someone poured a lot of gasoline on an old leather sofa. And I am just not into that. I'm sure some people are into that kind of adventurous type of scent or bold scent. I don't know. I just felt like, also, if we're thinking about the name of it, I'm not sure how the way it smelled necessarily matches the name. I just can't see myself wearing it. And I don't even think it's something I'd want to smell on my husband either. Another fragrance that just didn't work out for me was Lazy Sunday Morning from Maison Margiela. And I think some people like that fragrance. There are quite a few good reviews on it. But the way it smelled reminded me of the Eau de Parfum version of Narciso Rodriguez for Her, except it smelled a little bit funkier. I didn't like how the rose smelled in that one, and it almost turned sour on my skin. So it didn't work out for me. I will not be purchasing that. There are quite a few from MFK I will not be purchasing, even though that house offers a lot of fragrances that I enjoy. But the ones that just did not work for me are Baccarat Rouge. I just feel like that's way too sweet, and I do get something that smells like latex. Not really a fan of that, even though I know it's super popular. I don't really like Oud Satin Mood.